Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Creative Tavern. My name is Christopher Lee. I am a concept artist. I've been in the creative industry for about 10 years, worked with various companies such as Walt Disney Imagineering as well as Universal Creative Studios. And I'm here today with my friend and buddy, Michael Welker. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael O. Welker. I am a novice software developer and Unity developer, a writer, and semi retired creative producer from the theme park industry, which is where I got to work with Chris on several really big projects. But recently, Chris and I found ourselves kind of in between big projects, and we said, hey, let's do something together. Let's do a project, me and you. Took a winding road to figure out what that would be, but we eventually settled on, hey, let's learn how to make a video game. Neither of us have ever done that before, but could be cool. And not only that, why don't we give others a window into our creative process and give people the ability to see us do these design sessions that we do and see actually how something like this gets made from beginning to end? And that's kind of how the Creative Tavern came to be. And to tell you more about that, I'm going to hand it back to Chris.
Thank you, Michael. And so the Creative Tavern was created for people like myself, Michael, as well as anyone else who is creative, such as you guys watching. And so far, we have been blessed to have people such as Colibud, Captain Blue Blue, Gentleman Heavy in the chat here on Twitch, that we are able to gather their input and essentially, you know, make our game even better. And yeah, currently we are working on our on a rail shooter game, but the Creative Tavern is not just about video games. It's about art. It's about storytelling. It's about model making. It's about songwriting, voice acting. Anything goes. That is creative. And so, if you need a platform to share your art, feel free to go ahead and take a look at and join our Discord and take a look at all the stuff that these amazing people are doing. And so, yes, welcome. Very happy to have you guys here. Michael, did I miss anything? Do you anything else you want to add?
Nailed
Okay,
it. Good job.
sweet. And because today is July
Sunday?
24th, Sunday, it is my turn to share with you guys what I've been working on for the past 7 days. And buckle up. I'm not joking. It's nothing too crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a really quick recap of what I showed you guys from last week, as well as show you guys what I did for this week as well. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. All right. So this is the part of the video where it gets like all technical, and I got to share screen and uh there you go. Screen number 4, go live. Here you go, and going to change it here. Boom. All right. Here we go. Okay. So this right here is a rendered version of scene 5. Scene 5 is our finale. And FYI, I didn't get any updates done for this scene. I was more or less concentrated on something that I feel is more important. I mean, not more important, but well, no, that's not true. It is more important in my opinion. It's essentially I worked on the robots, the enemy robots, because we're essentially going to be fighting them. But just to give a quick recap of what I did for scene 5 from last week, I essentially kind of gave a little bit of a renovation as well as gave a little bit of lighting to the interior. So in this space, it's like we are in a huge asteroid, kind of like a fuel refinery, and we are more or less just flying around shooting at robots. And even though I say that, there are no robots in here because last week I forgot to include robots. Uh, but this right now is kind of it's not the set path, but it's just me kind of just playing around with the Blender version of the rail system, that is just kind of just flying around and just getting a taste to see how it feels, to be inside the environment when we're doing barrel rolls, and seeing how all the structures look when we pass it. Is it too cluttered? Is the lighting okay? And how is the hero ship going to be lit? A lot of questions came up when I started doing this phase, and that's when I contacted Michael and be like, "Oh my God, we all I thought about was essentially the assets. I never really thought about lighting because lighting itself is like a huge ordeal. Like Pixar it has their own department that has to do with lighting, and so that's something that I have to Michael and I have to work on as well. So I got some feedback from Michael last week, and if you guys could tell, there was actually a little bit of lights at the catwalk right there. You see these right there? So that was one of the feedback from Michael that we can start adding little work lights to make the space feel a little bit more real. There was another comment by Michael that he wants to see, he would like to see like more of like a digging, like a wall being, what's excavated to being dug inside the walls to show that they are just kind of digging inside this asteroid. Yeah, and then we fly out, and then we fly out, and then we fly back in, and then finally I was able to do a little bit of animation. So right now this is the final boss in our MVP, and once we approach the final boss, the boss is like, "Oh yeah, no, I don't. I'm deciding not to fight with you, so I'm kind of getting away. I'm gonna go ahead and escape." And then we gotta go ahead and chase after it. Michael and I actually had a little bit of conversation whether the boss actually gets away or if there's a new scene maybe. Actually, shit, probably shouldn't be talking about this, huh? All right, never mind. Scrub it. Never mind. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. So yes, that is the quick recap. Hey, Gandalf, so good to have you in here. And yeah, this is awesome. All right. Sorry, my computer is kind of lagging. I apologize. But Michael, do you have anything else to add for this really quick recap of Scene 5?
No, I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, and I do want to apologize. I didn't get a chance to work on Scene 5. Yeah, I definitely wanted to work on the robots a little bit more, and I thought I would
Sure.
have a little bit more time to go back into Scene 5, but man, the robots definitely has been a little bit more challenging this time around. I can tell you why, and I can show you why it was a lot more challenging compared to Scene 4. Um,
Okay.
all right.
Sure.
Sweet. All right, cool. So this is scene 5, and I will go ahead and close that out to save a little bit of memory space. All right. Here we go, guys. These are the big bad 5. These are the original designs that I created for the game, the game. At first, we started off with the T drone pose, this guy right here, right? And then we decided to come up with another variety variation variant
Yeah,
variant. Thank you.
variant.
Variant. A few variants. So this is a variant. As you can tell, the variants more or less share kind of like the same head design, right? If you just scroll through, you see that they all kind of have this like the same shaped head, kind of like this, right? Um, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we started with this guy, and then and then I designed another variant. I call this guy the L bot. It's L stands for laser, and then this is the missile bot because he supposedly fires missiles. And this was formerly known as the mini boss, but to keep things simple, we're just gonna call her the boss now because there are no other bosses in the MVP for now. For now. And then we went ahead and created another version of this robot. If you're okay with it, Michael, I'm gonna call him the Spider Bot because he's crawling around kind of like a spider. Because I mean, he doesn't have 8 legs or anything, but he's just kind of crawling. And he is kind of positioned on top of the fuel cell towers, and so that's why he kind of looks like this. It's a little bit weird, but Michael, I actually redesigned this guy, and I want to show you what I did with him.
Cool.
He is definitely more versatile, only because based off of our conversation due to scene 2 of what you showed us from it's not last week. Is it last week? a few days ago,
Last
Wednesday.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah, last stream. Yeah. You showed us that. God, I'm gonna do a crappy job. Whenever there's targets to shoot, it goes and then boop, and then boop, yeah, right, and then we have
Yeah.
and then there's like it goes from white to green to yellow to red, right? And then
Hmm.
so I was like, oh wow, it would be cool if there was actually bots that's going to shoot at us, and then we have to kill that bot there, or else it's gonna damage our ship, right? And so I was like, yeah, maybe there's like a of another variant of a bot that can kind of be like a tank or something that shoots like a siege missile or a turret that shoots at us, right? So I went ahead and designed something for that. But before I show you that, uh I want to show you what I did for this week. And granted, I worked on it all week. It doesn't seem like a lot of work, but for me as a still a noob modeler, I it took a little bit longer, and it feels like I want to do a lot, but it just took me forever to do this. And I want to feel bad, but I want to also remind myself that this is kind of tedious work. It's kind of the boring part of 3D modeling and texturing. So in order to do texturing, you have to kind of there's like a procedure that you have to do, and let me step back a little bit. And in order to make these game objects, game assets more optimized, they should actually just be one solid mesh, so that the computer doesn't have to call on so many different meshes to make it move or have it appear in the game. It's just the less mesh, the less verts, the better, right? And then so if you look at the model right now that's in front of us, you can tell that there's like you know various meshes separated um, piece by piece, right? And it's not one cohesive mesh. So when I actually gave this guy to Michael, I I gave it to him like this, like, and if I go into this mode, you can obviously kind of tell that you know uh this part there's still a lot of protrusions that goes inside uh the wing, right? Obviously
Mhm.
when it's not in X-ray mode, it's like, oh yeah, it works and everything. But when Michael actually took this into Unity, and when he did the special effects, like when you hit it, the when you hit the robot, it flashes yellow to indicate that it's being hit. However, he had to, and obviously you could speak more to this, Michael, but instead of just calling out one thing, he had to call out many different, all these different pieces, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Michael, or are you good?
Yeah, I can say a thing about it. I mean, at a high level, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Basically, in Unity, instead of telling it, "Hey, take this object's mesh renderer and change it yellow," I had to say, "Take this object, take all of the children that have mesh renderers, and each one of those change it yellow."
Hmm.
So yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. I
Mhm.
didn't want to just be like, oh, and Michael said, and then you're like right there. It's like that's not what I said. Like I'll be like, oh no, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I definitely want to get the more technical aspects of Unity correct. And always, Michael, you're always feel free to jump in if I say anything kind of weird. Yeah. So same thing with this guy. Just there's like a whole bunch of different various meshes, and so there's same thing with this and same thing with that as well. So what I did for this week was essentially went in and cleaned everything up. I had to clean everything up, make all this into one whole mesh. So when I go ahead and click
Whoa.
on this, oh shoot, when I click on this, and let me go ahead and turn off bevel. So right now, if I go into X-ray mode, uh,
Cool.
everything is, wow, hold on, something's going on here. Something weird is going. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Um, and please ignore the red. The red is marked seam lines where it's for the UVs, and I can go dive into it a little bit more. But as you can tell, everything is very much cleaner. There's definitely a lot less verts, and everything is nice and crisp. So technically, if I take uh, one object or one vertex, it'll just it's part of the system. It's all one
Cool.
object. And the reason why this side has red lines and this doesn't, it's because I'm also trying to, it's a kind of a technique. It makes my life a little bit easier. Instead of doing both sides, I just want to do one side and then put a mirror on it, and then so do the work smarter and not harder. So just kind of just repeat it on the other side. That essentially is what a mirror modifier is. And so that's what I did for that. And oh, actually, this is great because when I do that, you can see how everything is
Mm,
nice and clean. It's all one mesh, right? Uh, there
yeah.
there there are some exceptions. I will get into it. And Michael, I definitely want your input on because I know, Michael, you told me that, Chris, it's okay to have, separate meshes. I figured it out. I solved it. But at the same time, I wanted to make our thing optimized, right? Because there's just going to be a crap load of these guys flying around, and I don't want the computer to have to like render so many different meshes. But there is a few. Well, the boss is probably going to have a few meshes. But
Mm,
or she's a special case because there's only one of her, and there's so many pieces that's on her. So I want to get your input on that as well later.
sure.
uh yeah, so this week essentially is basically taking the let me go ahead and get rid of the bevel. uh these guys, for example, this guy right here, right, he's in different separate meshes and all. But now I went ahead and did the same thing. I cleaned it up. And I'm trying to milk this as much as I can because this is this is this is quite boring stuff. I mean, but it's just something that you kind of have to do in order to maximize the performance of your game, right? Or the game or whatever game you're working on. Um, and what I actually see an issue right here, and I'm going to isolate something really quick. Michael, do you remember how I told you about how verts inside games, or I'm sorry, not verts, uh, talking about like tries and quads,
Mm,
how the
mm-hmm,
video game actually likes tries, and not
mm-hmm,
not en- and not n-gons. Well, if you look here, right here, notice that um, there's so many different segments to this, or I'm sorry, so many edges, right? So you have
mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I neglected
Oh,
to
interesting.
split these guys apart. Like here, I did it. Here's a quad. Here is a triangle, and here's another n-gon that I how did I miss this? Wow. Anyways, so we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna go ahead and solve it right now because this one right
Ooh,
here is
cool.
definitely an n-gon. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we don't want that. What we want is trides or quads. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this vertex and this vertex. I'm gonna hit J, and that essentially splits this into a tri and this to a quad. If you could
Mm,
see that. And then so now
mm-hmm.
this is a quad, that's a try, and we have to come up with a solution for that as well. So the best solution I can say is I could take this and turn that into a quad right here. And this itself, even though it looks kind of wonky, this is, I believe, a quad as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because it has 4 vertex. If
Mm,
I'm looking at it correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4.
interesting.
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I think when you when you take a model that has quads, I think
Mm-hmm.
Unity is automatically going to take that take the quad and then turn it into tries.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So see how this is a quad right here? One, two, three, four.
Mm-hmm.
I think when
It's
we
probably
turn
gonna
it,
split that in half.
yeah, it's gonna split to like split it right there, right down the middle, right here. Um, but for Blender purposes, I think it's okay for me to keep it as a quad, for
Mm,
now. Yeah. Yep,
okay.
yep, yep, yep. So we went ahead and fixed an issue. I had no idea that was an issue. That was
There you go.
yeah,
Live demo,
perfect.
folks.
Live demo. And actually, if I was really sneaky, I can actually take that and dissolve that. So this itself is a quad right here, but I need to keep that there because I actually did a UV unwrap already for this, and I'll go ahead and show you what I did for the UV unwrap. So
Sure.
basically that as well, and
And I
this.
like the minor adjustments you made to the guns on the Lbot.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. It's yeah, I there are definitely a few adjustments that I made. Whoops. If you look a little bit closer, I actually made the gun a little bit smaller. In my opinion, this gun was a little bit too long,
Mm-hmm.
and also this right here, there were just um a a lot of digital artists. We try to get away with not using too many verts. So right now, as we are looking at this little gun right here, there's,
Mm-hmm.
way too many verts. And so my goal is how little verts can I use in order to make something that looks like a circle, right? And then so I
Mm-hmm.
decided that it's a hexagon. A hexagon is the most uh less vertex shape that I can find that resembles a circle. So I went ahead and did that as well. So yeah, I made a little bit of subtle changes, but I want to let you know, Michael, that while this right here is it's all cleaned up, this is the first pass. The second pass, what I will do is I will actually go back in and then add like beveled edges, like so. Hold on, beveled edges, so that it has like nice little
Mm-hmm.
edges to catch light, because right now it's just way too sharp edges. As
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm also going to like make cuts and everything, like little I don't know what they're called. Seam lines, right? Seam lines, so that
Mm-hmm.
it feels like they're like pieces being put together. And I can achieve that by making a high poly model and then doing a normal bake of that high poly model, and then take that normal map and then slapping onto this simplified model and get lots of detail for free.
Cool.
I kind of did that with the asteroid, so I'm gonna do that as well with this. Um, yeah, there are a lot of very talented artists who can do this. And I always refer back to Overwatch because when you look at Overwatch textures, it looks so beautiful, but when you get up close to it, it's actually flat. It's a flat mesh, but there's so many bumpiness and details on there. It's just like holy cow. All right, and this the boss right here, she was a beast to deal with. If you look at this, there's like a lot of a lot of different parts, and oh my god, this one took me forever. Um, it's I don't want to complain, but oh my god, she gave me a run for my money, man. It was not easy at all. So with all those tiny little parts, I went ahead and made sure that they are all one piece. And again,
Wow.
yeah, again I hold on. Viewport. Yeah, actually, I'll just do that. So you can tell right here that everything is it's all nice and clean. It's all nice and clean.
Cool.
Even something like that, if I pull this in, it's part of the mesh now. Oh God, Michael, you have no idea. This is like tedious work. I'm just like, oh my God. It's fine. It's fine. It's just something that we have to do. It's just part of the whole 3D design process.
Mm,
Yeah. So there's that. And I kept this separate because of UV purposes, and I'll explain that a little bit later. Um,
okay.
and one thing that I want to let you know, Michael, is that I kept the legs separate, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
is because I'm thinking maybe if I am smart and clever, which I like to think that I am, um, that we can
Ooh.
somehow animate. Actually, hold on. You know what? This is my computer's chugging like a mofo. Sorry, guys. All right, all right. And then I'm gonna take this, this, and this. Fingers crossed. I think it can work, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, in the game, we could have the boss kind of breathe, like whenever it's like in the
Yeah.
idle state, it's like, just kind of like moving up and down, something like
Yeah.
that.
That would be amazing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see now both like idling and then also if she's going to do like a pulse blast or something, she can kind of like raise her arms up and then strike them down kind of fast and you get like a boom.
right.
Or if she's like just angry, you could have them kind of like, bobbing up and down.
Yeah. So that's why I kept these three prongs separate. Uh, I'm pretty sure you could keep it as one mesh as well. I don't know. To be honest, I got to do a little bit more testing. I got to test it out
Sure.
before I can find the right answer. But I definitely know for sure that right now, where it is, it's looking okay. I'm pretty
Yeah,
happy where
that looks
uh
cool.
this is going. So, and let me do that from the other angle. It's kind of like a crane game.
Yeah.
Rah. All right. So there's that guy. All right. So this is the big the the boss. The boss. All right. And now we
Ooh.
have this little guy. He basically was spawned out of the idea from last week, as well as scene 5, because we talked about, oh, it would be really, really cool if, we had some sort of bot that's actually lashed onto the fuel towers and they're doing some destruction or something, right? And so I went ahead and thought maybe I could combine what we talked about in scene 2 with scene 5 and not having two separate pieces, but have it as one piece, right? One bot that is shared. So this guy right here, I call him the spider bot, and I made him into two separate pieces, uh, because I wanted him to be able to look up and
Yeah.
then look down, look up, look down. So in scene, actually, I could show you. I made an example. I did an example animation. Oh no, not animation. Oh, I just spoiled it. Damn it. Uh, So this guy right here, remember how we
Oh
talked
yeah,
about like,
cool.
yeah, like, do you remember how I was like, oh, why is this guy's head, why is it like facing upwards? Like his legs
Mm-hmm.
are like, like this, yet his head is consistently looking up. And my answer to you was, well, it's because he's lashed onto this thing, so he kind of needs to be looking up, right? Uh, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the whole well, I wanted to look at the functionality of it. It's looking up because it has the ability, instead of looking down, it's looking up when when we're flying through the space. So we can have a little bit of a animation going like, oh god, we have to follow the heroes and we have to shoot at them. Pew 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 pew, so this guy is appropriate for scene 5, and also when we are in scene 2, they could be in
Yeah.
this area, so they could we're flying around, and then actually I could fly around right now. So we're flying, and then we see that, and then pretend there's like those really cool targeting circles, and we're just flying, and then those circles appear, choo, 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 and then we're like, oh god, we have to shoot them.
Yeah.
And then and I gave these guys guns, uh little guns right here, so they could be blasting at
Yeah.
us, pew pew pew
Oh man, that's cool.
pew 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 pew. Oh, by the way, if and when we have time, and if I figure it out, we can also perhaps animate this too. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if we can do that, that would be incredible. If we can't, even what you have so far is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. I'm glad you like it, dude. So this basically something like that.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun to be able to have them like skitter around on the environment. But even if they're just, when you come upon them, even if they're just dug in and just aiming and shooting at you, like that's still really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So there's that. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Michael, on this little new guy? I'm trying to hit two birds with one stone that he can be in scene two as well as in scene five. So we don't have to
Yeah.
create two different robots.
Um, I love it. I think you nailed it. I love the little guns because now he's both like the little spider bot thing and also kind of like a turret and
Hmm.
also kind of like a little tank. He's sort of
Yeah.
like serves all these purposes in one model. Um, and I really like the model too. I was gonna say at first like like proportion between the head and then the body slash legs uh feels a little bit cheapy, but I kind of like that because it's the only bot that we have that kind of has those proportions.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and I think it would be a lot of fun for them to have like very low health, so they're like really easy to destroy. And we could just have a whole bunch of them crawling around things or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, like having some variety or difference between them and the other drones, I think is cool.
Hmm.
And so,
Hmm.
like, yeah, what you ended up with, um, that yeah, the like original proportions that you have, I think are great. Um, and oh, the one thing that I would say though that maybe is not necessarily something we need to do because I still need to play with like how these things are going to like how I can code in Unity to get it to do those things. But I'm wondering if for the head, in addition to the component that moves that like basically pitches up and down, if there's another piece of the model that can be attached to it that sort of acts as sort of like the gimbal, so that way it can kind of do this number,
Oh,
almost like you
sure.
put like a little sphere
Yeah.
for a neck,
Yeah.
or the little like lazy Susan sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I believe that I can take that piece and have it look at like track the player independent of the other piece of it. But if we want the model, like we have to decide which part of the model we want to rotate with it, basically, is what I'm saying.
Right. Right.
So, like, if it's just the head right there, the stem that the head sits on will not move. Unless we want to, like, include both of those things, then the head and the stem, or the head and the neck, we'll say, would
Sure.
both, like, move and would rotate around that, like, shoulder disc that
Right.
they're kind of mounted to.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Like this. Like hold on. Sorry. Come on. Come on.
almost there.
Oh, there you go. This
Yeah,
thing right
that
here,
thing.
right? Yeah,
Hmm.
this thing is like well, shit. It's right now it's currently being repeated on the X and Y axis, so I can't
Hmm.
rotate it. But you're saying like this thing this this head goes up and down, but it rests on this disc that can swivel. Oh shit. Do
Whoa.
something like that. This
Uh,
not the body, but the disc itself.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I think what we could probably do to just like cheat it is if we just have the head and the neck be the parts that moved, and then we'll just rotate the neck on the shoulder disc. Yeah, so then exactly, you could just do something like that. Then it wouldn't have
Yeah.
to be too crazy, and then you wouldn't have to like
Right,
I don't
right,
know
right.
whatever you need to do to create a separate shoulder disc component. We could just use those pieces.
Right, right,
And
right.
because you're going to be so far away, like you're
Yeah.
not going to see that part of it. You might be able to see that the neck is not uh like if the neck doesn't move with the head, you might be able to catch a glimpse of that here and there. Um, but anything that's like further down and is in the base of the body, so much of it's going to be yeah. So like that, I think would be perfect.
Right.
Anything below that is going to be obstructed by the head itself as it's moving
Mhm.
around, and
Mhm.
maybe the sort of like pointy claw parts of the legs are going to obscure it in from certain vantage points.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think it's awesome, man. I love
Cool.
it.
Well, I'm kind of well, thank you, man. I appreciate your kind words and your feedback. And yeah, cuz I had this idea. That's why I kind of kept this and the head as well as this separate,
Hmm.
is so that this can actually go, this way, and this
And then
can
that can
be
rotate.
rotated. So this would be the parent, or I'm sorry, this would be parented to this, and then, you know and the head can move separate, or I'm sorry, the head can move on the x-axis, and the this would move on the y-axis.
Hmm.
Actually, let me just parent it really quick. Parent object. Oh shit. I why does it not work? Hold on. Oh, that's. I know. I can't do that right now. That's right. Okay. Is because this. Oh shit. Oh wait, that's not. Hold on. Why can't I parent it? That's so weird. Whoa. It. I don't know where it went. But
Oh,
anyways, that's I don't want to figure out the tech issues for that right now. But yeah, I hope you know what I'm saying. Like, this obviously is parented to this, so that when we move this, the head moves along with it. So yeah, I can
I th-
totally I can totally animate it, and have it rigged for you, and export it into Unity.
oh,
Um,
cool.
the only thing is, you would have to do the scripting to tell it how to move. I don't know how to do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I have an idea of how to do that, but let's experiment with this.
Yeah. And
We'll try a first pass of what we think would work, and then we'll
yeah.
improvise it.
Yeah,
Sorry, go
and
ahead.
to be super honest, like, it would be cool to have this, like, like, tracking the player, but
Hmm.
if it's, again, I'm just thinking about the whole production value of it, or not production, the putting my producer's hat on. If it takes too much time and energy to, have it animate, um, if we don't really see it, like, for example, if we're so far away, um, I don't know, we may or may not be able to appreciate it following us, until we get really close to it, maybe. Yeah, I think yeah. What do you think? Does it add value if we
Yeah,
actually
I
have
think
it
it adds
tracking
value,
us?
and I
Okay,
mean, w- w- I can say for certainty that if we have the head as a separate component from the body, I can absolutely make it do 80% of what we're talking about.
nice.
It it might, from certain angles, you might be able to tell, like, oh, the head and the neck aren't quite attached. I can see that the polygons from the head are kind of like moving through the neck. Yeah, kind of like when you have it here and it's doing that. Like, obviously the neck isn't moving, and so they're kind of like passing through. They're clipping through one another. Like,
Yeah.
that might be um the trade-off there for us,
Mhm. Mhm.
because I think it's well worth having the head be a separate piece, and then because it really it's just a single line of code. I just tell it to do the look at function,
Right.
and then it'll track the player,
Right.
and it'll stay where it is. It'll stay, relative to the body, and it'll just kind of like orient itself. Um, yeah, it's just if we want to get real fancy and start having different pieces moving together and have the head on the pitch and then the neck on the yaw,
Yeah.
that's when
Right.
things start to get a little bit more complicated. But in terms of just getting like something that's going to be 80% of the job done, I'm 100% confident we can do that, and it'll look pretty good.
Very cool. Very cool. And yeah, man, this all came to being because you inspired me to create another bot that we have to shoot
Yeah,
at. Yeah. So this is awesome.
that's
No,
going to be
that's
so amazing and scene too. I love it.
yeah, yeah, that's great. Thanks, man.
Thank
So
you. Good job.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, and now I'm thinking about it. I did spend a lot of time trying to uh, play with the proportions of this guy because oh my God, it was what? It was me trying to make it look not stupid because the head was like so big. And I'm just like, how am I
Hmm.
supposed to like make it look good? But anyways, it took a few hours, but I managed to get it looking fairly decent. At
Yeah,
a
I think
place
you got it.
where I like it. Cool. Captain Blue Blue actually wrote a lot of stuff. All
Oh
right,
boy.
let's take a look. Captain Blue Blue says it's important that optimization does not become the one tracked matters. In my opinion, there should not be one mesh or many, one texture or many. Each model should be able to breathe to its needs and purpose. Sure, that makes sense. Not every triangle has to be sacrificed on the altar of optimization, but I really like the work here and would like to hear about some decisions and your thinking of when you did to choose to optimize something. To answer that, I just straight up wanted to optimize. Like, if it could be used with less verts, then I'm gonna use less verts. But for example, like if I were to keep this as its own separate entity because it's moving, then that's when I kept it separate. Although I'm still thinking like maybe I'm pretty sure there's a way it could be one mesh, but it could also you can also just make this move. I know you got to rig it and skin it and put the weight painting on it. I definitely know how to do that. I just don't know if that'll translate well. Again, I just got to practice a little bit to see because it's been forever since I did the whole weight painting thingy majiggy. And Captain Blue continues, something interesting I feel for this project regarding optimization is that a human character is normally between 15,000 and 25,000 triangles. A droid could easily have that and not impact the game at all. Oh, nice. But you might have like 50 drones at the same time. Now that would impact performance if they all existed at the same time. Well, that's interesting because I was assuming that let's say you have a robot with 10 verts and if you have 1,000 of those one same robot, it's still just counting 10 verts. Is that that's what I thought it was happening.
Mm, Um, no, because the computer still has to keep track of where in 3D space each of those verts is.
Got it.
It
Okay.
There probably is some amount of optimization by using the exact same model repeatedly because the computer can do things that we're saying like this thing relative to this other thing. And so it's easy for it to know if like okay, from the tip of the fin on
Mm,
the drone to
mm,
the tip of its foot is 101 units.
mm,
Well,
mm,
I've
mm.
got 10,000 of them. All of them are going to be that same distance. So it can just use the same number to plug in and figure out where those things are relative to each other. So
Right.
there's some optimization there. And I'm guessing at this stuff. Like, I am not an optimization expert and I really don't.
Right.
I know optimization is important and I've got some idea of like the
Mm,
direction to go to make
right.
things more optimized.
Yeah.
But in terms of like how it actually works under the hood and which things actually do a lot and which things don't, I mean, I'm guessing here.
Yeah. And yeah, thanks Captain Blue because you definitely have made me a lot more aware of optimization. And so again, that the my answer to your first question was if I could make a circle uh into a hex that can look like a circle from far away, I'm doing it. I don't care. I don't want to use 12 verts. Instead, I just want to use 6 cuz I'm greedy. I'm greedy. Yeah. Or I'm sorry, not 6 verts. 6 segments? Hexagon. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Oh, hold on. Let me continue reading. But but even this can be walked around if you turn off rendering on non-active bots. Puts more responsibility on programming though for performance than sorry, Michael. Choices, man, choices. Idea. Find player position, get bots head bones and have it get bought headphones and have it rotate. Oh, headbone, and have it rotate towards the player's position. Yeah, that's cool. If player is outside of range, return the headbone to idle. Yeah. Clamp angles to make it not clip through the model. Right. Or I can adjust the model so that it doesn't clip. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Um, he also says it's not counting 10 verts when rendering. It's when loading it counts 10 verts. It's not counting 10 verts when rendering. It's when loading it counts 10 verts. Oh, so it's when the game is loading, it counts the verts versus rendering. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Maybe you could explain it a little bit. But yeah, let's Michael, do you have any idea to what Blue Blue just said right there?
The first part of it, it's not counting 10 verts when rendering. That I get because it
Uh,
has to render whatever's on screen. If you
uh-huh,
have
uh-huh.
100 bots or 10,000 bots, it needs to render them all. So you can't really get too much optimization there. But for the loading piece, yeah, I guess actually I might kind of
Loading
understand.
count.
When
Okay.
the game loads, it's loading into memory the different assets that it's going to need to use.
Mm-hmm,
And so if it
mm-hmm.
loads in your bot that has 10 verts, and then the game says, okay, it's time to render 50 of these things, it's going to go like, oh, 50 of these things? Well, here we go. Bam, 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 bam. It's just going to pop
Oh,
them all in there. But in the memory for the assets where it's pulling those to load, that's pretty well optimized because you don't have a unique asset for every single bot that's going to appear on screen. That's my
got it.
guess.
He says if you have 10 bots with 10 verts, it will count 100 verts when rendering the screen. Oh, but since they are clones, when it loads in the scene, for example, it only needs those 10 verts. Mm,
Bingo. Yes,
nice,
got it.
nice, nice, nice. Very cool. Thank you, Captain Blue Blue. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks again, Captain Lulu. It's great to
Ye-
have you here because you are so
yeah,
knowledgeable about this stuff. You
and
can,
and and the next part that I'm going to show you, Captain Blue Blue may have feedback as well. I definitely want to get his feedback. It's definitely more technical. But Michael, I still want to show you what I did
sure.
to kind of try to optimize, in my mind, how to optimize, right? And so hold on. Okay, so I went ahead and show you what I did to simplify each model. So I went from here to here. So basically went from multiple different meshes into one singular mesh for these guys. That took me forever, by the way. I'm sure the pros out there would be like, man, there's such an easy way, a lot easier way to do it than the way you did it. But I'm not a pro, so it's definitely took me a while. All right. So with that said, I am going to turn off these guys right here. We don't need these guys anymore. Boop, something like that. And this is the example, and I'll go ahead and turn this off. All right. So we're still concentrating on these five big baddies right here. Okay. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is I went ahead and UV unwrapped everything. Now, what does that mean? If you remember in scene 4 when we went through the tunnel, I
Mm-hmm.
UV unwrapped all the tunnels so that I could put texture and draw stuff on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was cake compared to this because the corridors, they were just more or less hex shapes, right? It's just something
Mm-hmm.
like this, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, and then just line it all up and done, beautiful, right? But these guys, their shape is so intricate. There's a lot going on. There's a lot
Yeah, I
going on.
bet.
Yeah. So if
Oh
I
my God.
if I went ahead and did this, um, and the reason why there is cut lines right here, um, actually, I could do a really quick demo, a really, really fast demo right here. So let me show you. Here's a cube for those of you guys who have done UV unwrapping before. You guys will probably know this already. So right now, oh wow, shit, they actually did it for me already. Um, well, shit, that's not the best demo then.
This looks
Hold
pretty
on.
easy to me, Chris. I don't know
That's
what you're
that's
complaining
yeah, I
about.
know, man. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Computer's doing all the work here.
It's like damn it. Hold on. Where's the hold on. New UV color map. And then go to this right here. All right. Uh, so in order for me to unwrap this, and obviously the computer is actually making me look really, really, really bad right now. Screw you, because Blender is so good. It basically automatically created a cube, and it more or less kind of unwrapped itself already. Damn it. So let me do this. So if you can tell that this box right here has been unfolded, and in order to put textures on it, you kind of have to do that, right? And just to
Hmm.
make my point a little bit better, I'm going to make a cube for myself and not look like a jackass and, you know, just the computer made me look bad. Ah! All right, so what's going to happen is I'm going to create this and I'm just going to extrude it. All right, so currently it is not a square. I will make it into a square. I'm going to go to dimensions and put that as 2. And then I'm going to apply scale transform. So now, you piece of poop, when you look at this, it's not unwrapped. When you select it, nothing is wrapped, right? You're like, oh no, how am I supposed to wrap this? So right now, if I put a new texture on it, and if I told the texture to use the color UV map, it's gonna be like, oh my
Oh
god,
boy.
this is weird. I don't know what to do. You gotta tell me what to do. Although Blender does a really good job of, apparently it just does its own thing. It doesn't require a human to tell it what to do. Um, so what I have to do is I gotta go and start to call out the areas where it needs to be cut. So I'm just more or less thinking this
Mm.
like a box and then picking out spaces and then telling it to mark seam. A seam is where the two edges will come apart. So right now I went ahead and cut this part, this part. So right now we're gonna have one square that's kind of floating in space and and then a T. So because I cut it right here, I cut it right here, I cut it right here, and I'll also cut it right here.
Oh.
It's gonna, there's going to be two parts. One that's kind of a cross, and then one
Mm-hmm.
square. So if I did this right here, right now,
Got it.
and if I
Cool.
went unwrap, so notice that there's a T
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
or an X in this case, and
Neato.
then and yeah, so this is one way to do it. There's a whole bunch of other ways to do it as well. um, so now you could tell it to be like, all right, so I want this area right here to be in the H2 H3 area or something like that, and if I wanted to rotate it, it'll rotate something like that as well.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, so if you want to have any textures, this is exactly what you need to do. And unfortunately, the game assets that we have is not a cube. Our
Mm-hmm.
game assets is actually a mess. Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
look at
Sorry.
that.
Yeah. So if I took
Wow.
this and just moved it up, because I made the cuts in the areas that I did, this is what it looks like right now. So now I can go in and start painting painting the model the way I want it to look. That
Mm-hmm.
in itself it's going to be a little bit pain in the butt. One, because I don't have too much experience with it, and two is that's just the nature of texture painting. Um, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure if I do one, then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I got the hang of it, and then I'll get much faster. But for now, I went ahead and UV unwrapped everything. So for example, this piece right here is this piece right here. And
Mm,
this part right here, let me
mm-hmm.
let me do this. This part right here is this piece right here. So technically, if I started moving stuff in here, the only areas that will move
Mm,
is that part right there. And
mm-hmm.
obviously, I don't want to, work both sides. I just want to do one side and then have it repeat. And then so for example, this
Interesting.
right
Yeah,
here,
that's cool. Okay.
and then if I do that, it's gonna start, you know, it's everything that's in there. Yeah, so
Wowza.
yeah, it's a little bit pain in the ass, and I went ahead and did it. I mean, not to be like, oh yeah, I did it, yay me, but it's just something that everyone has to do in order to do the whole 3D texture map. All right, the next thing I do want to talk about is texture space. Notice that here is one 20, it could either be 10 by 80 and 10 by 80, or you could have it a little bit bigger, 20 by 48. And I decided to use 20 by 48. I'll explain why. But if I were to use one texture for one, for example, like here is whatever the final look of it. Let's just say it is a rainbow colored thing, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to I would have to give you, Michael, this PNG, and be like, all right, so the computer's when this computer renders out this guy, it's gonna look for one big ass gigantic 24 by 48 PNG photo or image file, and so in my mind, that's kind of a lot. That's a pretty big file for one bot. And in my mind, these guys will more or less kind of share the same kind of texture slash look to them. So I would actually want them to kind of share to utilize one texture, just like how I did it in scene 4. How there's like many the puzzle pieces I gave you, but
Mm-hmm.
they were just using one texture piece. That's it. So when you build a scene 4, all the environment pieces is just using one texture. Actually maybe two, because one texture is for the corridor itself. The other texture is going to be all the nooks and crannies, the asset, all the doorways, the little gizmos, the obstacles that's like in front of
Mm-hmm.
us. That's going to be another texture. So in scene 4, fingers crossed, I will be using only two textures. That's my goal. Optimization, baby.
Wow,
Yeah.
cool.
And if we need to have more, then we'll add more. But if
Okay.
we add more, it may or may not affect performance. It's probably not, because PC nowadays are so good. But as just as an exercise, I want to try to be as clever and smart as I can to optimize. Okay. And obviously everything that I did for all the other pieces is essentially the same concept. That this guy right here is, he gets his own. Let me zoom in right here. He gets his own textures,
Mm-hmm.
UV mapped as well. Same for this guy. He has his own UV map. So it's a lot of technical breaking stuff down and organizing and making sure that it looks good. So this motherfucker, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. They actually wait a second. Why? Oh shoot. Sorry, I know why. There you go. That's better. So this whole thing right here, this is a piece right there. Shoot. No, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. And then lastly, this guy right here. Right here. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
currently, the way this is set right now, it's using 5 different textures, which in my mind is overload. It's just not good. There's no reason why you need it. So I went ahead and I packed all the UVs. My plan is to pack 4 of these guys together in one UV, and then pack the boss and the hero ship on one UV. because the hero ship, I mean, if you think about it, it's like half of it goes to the boss, half of it goes to the hero ship.
Mm-hmm.
Those two elements are kind of more important in my mind, right? So they get half off, you know. But for these four right here, they kind of have to share the UVs. Why is it not working? Hold on, sorry. Why are you not working? There you go.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so these four guys right
Oh,
here,
cool.
they're
Mm-hmm.
all sharing that one same UV.
Gotcha. Each one
Yeah,
gets their own like quadrant.
quadrants. Exactly, exactly. So if I
Neat.
took this only right here, which one? Shit, sorry. Which one is it? Is it you? No, no, no. This is you right
Little
here.
spider bot.
Yeah, I think it's Boston. Yeah, this guy is right here, and then so on and so on and so forth, right? If I did this, so you can tell that this is the missile bot. So yeah, like you said, man. Each individual quadrant is uh is the bots. So these are its own separate elements. So Michael, the next step for me is to actually just paint it and then show you how it looks, right?
Awesome.
Yeah. And yeah. So to illustrate it, that this guy right here is going to have its own quadrant um, that shares with the hero bot. What? Why is
Sure.
it not showing? Oh, there it is. So it's right now it's not going to look good. Uh, it's going to look something like this, but obviously not. I'm not going to make it stretch like this, but just to
Sure.
show that the top is going to belong to the boss, and the bottom is probably
Mm-hmm.
going to belong to the hero. So that's my plan of action going forward with
Sounds
this.
good.
Yeah. So my homework for next week is to do exactly the same thing for the hero ship, as well
Okay.
as put some colors and textures into the robot.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
Uh,
sounds awesome. Yeah,
so
looking good,
just
man.
yeah. Thanks,
And
man.
thanks for figuring all this out and doing all the work to do the UV mapping and the texturing and all that, because I don't know anything about any of this stuff, so I'm
Hey,
glad you are figuring it out.
right back at you, man. I'd rather be doing this all day and all night long instead of doing coding. So you do your thing, I will do my thing. I'm very happy to do this. I am not happy doing coding, so you are doing me a huge favor by doing coding. So thank you. And I will do my part, even though it's like a pain in the ass. But I mean, what's not to say is like coding is not a pain in the ass for you, or maybe you're just a sick man. You like to code and doing all those like syntaxes and commas and I don't know what
I
else.
love me some semicolons.
Yeah, semicolons, maybe that's what you love to do. But yeah, but for me, oh God, this is a tedious work. But no, thank you, Michael, and I appreciate yeah, that you do, the coding so that I don't have to. Um, and I will take the burden on doing this. And it's fun when you figure stuff out, but it's oh my
Sure,
God, it's so tedious when it doesn't work.
I
Obviously,
bet.
same sentiment goes to you, right? Whenever you're
Hmm.
doing coding, if something doesn't work, it's just like, oh my God, why doesn't it work? And
Yeah,
then when you
it gets
do figure it
frustrating
out,
fast.
yeah, when you do figure it out though, you're like, yeah, Eureka, I did it,
Yeah,
I
feel like
figured
a
it out.
genius.
Exactly, man. All right, so I went ahead and explained that. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is Michael and I actually spoke to one another offline, or not streaming, that when I was doing this, when I was doing these guys, I went ahead and thought about it would be really cool if and when we shoot the bots, they would explode. And then I was like, huh, what does it look like right now? Because Michael actually does a really good job of, when you shoot the bot, there's a special fire effect, and then the bot kind of disappears. It's so seamless that I never really paid attention to it. It's more or less that whole saying like, oh, when something is working, no one notices, but when something's when something is off, then everyone's like, "What the hell?" You know. So Michael did an amazing job. I didn't really even think about it until I was actually thinking about it, right? And then so Michael and I were just talking, and then I was like, you know, it would be cool if we destroyed the bots and the bots would just blows up to like a million pieces. And so I went ahead and looked online and did a little bit of tutorial or look for tutorials on how to do that. And there's a thing called fracturing in Blender where it automatically helps you break up your model into separate pieces that, you know, you can later import that fractured asset into Unity and then put the coding on there, and then so when a bullet hits it, it'll just shatter into a million pieces. I didn't get there, but I did take a look at the tutorial and did my own type of fracturing in here. So what I'm
Cool.
going to show you is kind of a little bit of an animation. So we have this guy, and I tried to show like a bullet hitting this guy. I just didn't have time to actually figure it wasn't working. So I was like, oh, time was getting short, and I didn't decide. I decided to not do like a bullet hitting the bot, but instead just have the bot fall down and then crash into a million pieces. So this guy has been fractured into I want to say 10 pieces, and so when I hit play. Actually, hold on. Let me go into, is it preview, preview, preview? There you go. All right. We're gonna see this
Whoa.
in real time. And actually, hold on. Uh, Let me go here. Okay, I'm looking up. I'm looking up. Actually, I don't want to fall off the edge. All right, I'm looking up right here. When I press spacebar,
Whoa. Whoa.
whoa,
That's so cool.
it crashed into a million pieces. Oh my God. Give it a few seconds. It's gonna reset. Ah, so just
That's
imagine
awesome.
that this is actually you know, if and when it's hit, it'll just shatter and into like 10 or more pieces, however many pieces that we want it to shatter. And this is really cool. It's definitely a very, very cool feature in Blender. And I wanted it to take it into Unity, but truth be told, I didn't want to. I wanted to, but I didn't want to because in order for this to work, you had to like do a lot of coding, and I'm just like, oh God, I don't have time to do that right now. So I just went ahead and looked on YouTube and figure out how to do the fracturing and then apply a little bit of oh God, what's it called? Rigid body. There's an active rigid
Mhm.
body and also a passive rigid body. So right now, the robot itself is an active rigid body, and the passive is the floor, because
Mm.
apparently passive is just kind of just staying there, and the active is the one that's doing the movement. I don't know. That might not be the right terminology, but in order for me to make this work, the bot had to be an active rigid body, and then so that's how it got to work. And it's actually really really cool. You basically do the work of making the model, and the whole program would just break it apart for you. Now, granted, oh shit, granted that it doesn't do a good job of splitting up the UVs. You can tell that some of the areas that it did is stretched.
Mm.
But to be
Mhm.
fairly honest, I don't think anyone's gonna care. Once it explodes, it's just gonna whole bunch of pieces, and then I'm sure Michael, you're probably going to put like a nice explosion or a fire effect like once it hits, it just right. So that's something that Michael and I talked about, and actually Michael just saw this for the first time. And what do you think, Michael?
It's cool. Yeah, I like it a lot. And so the different chunks that it's breaking into, did you choose those pieces or was that like procedurally
Random.
generated by Blender?
Pers-
Wow,
yeah,
cool.
procedurally generated. And I will do a quick demo for you right now. So let's grab this guy right here. Let's grab this guy right here. Make a duplicate of him. All right. So actually, let's make him higher. There you go. Higher. All right, so he's here. Okay. I'm just gonna go to solid mode so that it's a lot easier to see. And what I
Sure.
will do is I will press. Actually, first of this is a Blender tutorial now. So what you do is you go to Edit, you go to Preferences, you go to Add-ons, and then you type in Cell. And then when you type in Cell, it's gonna give you the add-on option of Cell Fracture. You check that box. Once that box is checked, go ahead and close it. And so go ahead and click on the asset that you would like to fracture. Hit F3 to bring up the search bar, and then go ahead and type in cell. And then right here you will see quick effects, cell fracture. So you go ahead and click on that. And there's like a whole bunch of there's a lot of options. And all I did was click on own verts, and source limit is basically asking you how many pieces do you want your object to break into. So right here I went and said 25. Let's go ahead and put like, I don't know, fuck it, 100. We'll see what happens. This might be a really crappy demo. What if it doesn't work? Oh god. Okay, and that's all I did. I definitely can play with a little bit more options, but I'm just not going to, because for the sake of time and sake of I haven't tried it yet, so I'm afraid that if I do anything different, it's gonna break. And I press OK. It's gonna start generating a whole bunch of uh, blocky blocks. Oh shoot! You know what? I forgot to. Sorry. This this is not gonna work. Because I forgot to. I need to merge everything first. So give me 1 second,
Mm,
guys. Because remember, I have a mirror thing on, so it's
mm-hmm.
probably not calculating the mirror. All right, then I will do that. Okay, now I'm gonna do it again. Cell fracture, and I said 100. Lord have mercy. Generating. It's still generating. Oh God! Oh God!
Oh no,
Oh no! I think 100
we
pieces
pushed
is
it too far.
too far. And
Oh,
there there's a little bit of
yeah,
something.
did it like it
Oh,
leaves a
oh,
couple of fragments in there for
oh
some
yeah.
reason?
No,
That's
no, it's
weird.
fine. It's fine. All right. Okay. And then there's that. Okay.
Oh, neat.
All right. That's the original piece. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and put this aside, and I'll go ahead and put this in material preview. So we have this, and then if I press play, oh shoot, I forgot to do something. I forgot to tell it to object rigid body add active. So now it's a active rigid body. All right. So technically it should work now. No guarantees.
There it goes.
Oh God. Holy shit.
Wow, look at that.
Damn.
Like a pinata.
Yeah. So
Cool.
so that's very cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And and again, I'm a noob, and if I'm able to do this, you guys are able to do this as well. So it's very cool. Look how that just shatters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So Michael, I will prep all the shapes and prep all the fractures, and then
Mm-hmm.
I will import both the model itself, this model right here, as well
Mm-hmm.
as the fractured model, because
Mm-hmm.
I believe both you and the guy in the tutorial said that in the game when it's flying around, it's just that one mesh, but once it's hit, it gets replaced with the fractured bits, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
it becomes like a that fracturing uh,
Mm-hmm.
effect. So I will do that for all the models. Possibly not. I don't think we'll be doing that for the boss, but definitely we can do that for the four other guys.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
maybe we could do
think
it for
like
these four.
stylistically, I kind of prefer the fewer chunks
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
nice to see the like a few of the components of the bot in a recognizable shape, like, oh,
Hmm.
there goes a wing, like, oh, there
There
goes the
goes the
head,
head.
or a
Yep.
chunk of the head. When it breaks up into really small pieces, at that point we could probably almost get away with doing just like a particle effect in the
Right.
game, just
Yeah.
using little pieces because nobody would know, like, oh, they're little
Right.
triangles. But I
Right.
really like the one where the chunks are big enough that they're still
Hmm. Hmm.
recognizable as like parts of the drone.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. So, but also good feedback. I'll make sure that they don't shatter into like 100 pieces. I'll shatter them to like possibly 15 to 20, so that you can actually still see what the hell it is. Cause,
Sure.
yeah.
But
Cause
cool that
right.
we could do it. It looks neat.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, oh God, it's like trying to put that together.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Good
Um.
work, man. This is
Yeah.
neat.
Thank you. Thank you. It's Oh. Oh. Wow. I could go frame by frame.
Oh wow, you can go backwards and forward. That's cool.
Yeah. And it just.
Sorry,
That.
Terminator 2 moment here.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, that's cool. Uh, I think that's about it. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? I think that's it, Michael. And chat for this week of all the stuff that I work on. And I want to apologize, but at the same time, I don't want to, because I know I spent a lot of time on this. But at the same time, it's nothing fancy. It's not like a ooh scene 5 fly through. Oh yeah, you know. So I have a feeling that as we move forward, it's going to just be a little bit more repetitive. Like, all right, this week I got this asset done, and here's the texture. What do you think? You know, and that's basically it. So right now is just we have our concept and the very rough assets kind of pre-made. Now it's just cleaning it up, putting doing UV textures, and then doing some UV painting, and that's what I'll be doing from probably from now on. Level design is more or less kind of completed, wouldn't you say, Michael? Now it's just making stuff
Mm,
pretty.
l- level concept completed for sure. The actual
Right,
level
right, right,
design of
right.
like what's going to happen, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's a whole bunch of work, but that's in my court.
Well, sure, but at least I can start making the assets so that you can, I mean, hold on, that's not true. You do have the assets, or you have most of the assets right now that you can use as a substitute
Totally.
blocks for your level design. But once you
Hmm.
have it, then we can just swap the beauty with the substitute out. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah. So three quick things. One, uh, no need to apologize. You did a lot of work, and this was both educational and entertaining to me. Like it was really cool to see the deep dive of all the different pieces and the procedures that you went through to get to this. Um, Really helped educate me a lot and understand like what goes into this. So good job there.
mm,
Um, Second, there's an awful lot in chat that we can catch up on. Um, and there was one more thing that I wanted to make a comment slash creative request on
yeah, of course.
for for the missile bot. Can we make the missiles in his like I don't know what you would call that, the barrel, I guess, the container that is canister. Can we
Yeah,
make those much bigger? Like maybe he can only fit two or three in each one of those slots.
you're talking about this, right?
Um, exactly, yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's design it on the fly.
Do that in
Let's
real time?
yeah, let's do it in real time. So you want it bigger, right?
Yeah. The reason for that is because I would like to try to program the game so that we can actually fire those out of the bot and they'll slowly fly towards the player and the player needs to shoot them out of the sky and before they hit them. Um, in order to make that work though, they're going to have to be pretty big and I'm probably going to have to cheat where however big they are inside the vent there, and
Uh-huh.
even like what you're doing right now, I would say even bigger than that, like Try
Okay.
to do it with just like 2 of them in there and make them take up almost all of the negative space that they could possibly fit.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
because what I'll probably end up doing is once one of them gets fired out of there, I'll have like a little smoke blast or something that
Okay.
comes out of the shot, and then replace the actual model of the missile with an even bigger one that's flying towards the player, just to cheat the the size in order to give the player a big enough target to shoot. Because otherwise, if it's really small, it's going to be difficult and frustrating to shoot those things.
Yeah, yeah, of
Um,
course.
yeah, there we go.
How's that? Is that okay? Is that
Yeah, I
do,
think
do
that
you want it bigger or
I think we could work with that. I don't know. Visual wise, what do you think? Do you think it looks okay? Do you think it's starting to clash a little bit with the proportions of the other things?
um I think it's fine. I think it works. If
Okay.
is that okay with you? I mean, I'm down with whatever cuz
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
um in my mind that's interesting that you said that these missiles would actually fly out of the bots. Um cuz for me, I thought they were just visual how to say they're just there, right? And they don't move. But what
Mm-hmm.
moves is the firing effects that's coming at the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
player. So nothing actually comes out of this guy, but instead it's just I don't know like rays or the missile effects that comes out. Um, which actually instead of actually having missiles in there, what if we had a oh well shit, how am I supposed to do this? This is gonna be on the fly. Uh, pretend that's ah shit. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Oh God. Remind me. Ah shit. Here's the thing. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want to go back. Sorry, I should have made a stupid copy. And of course,
No problem.
I ran out of
Undos.
undos. Damn it. Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
Go ahead and do this, and then do this. What if instead of having the missiles there, come on, and then have openings.
Mm.
Shit, sorry. Uh, it's not the final look. But have negative space, and then
Mm-hmm.
so we can show the whatever missile effects that we're using, they come out of these holes.
Mm. Cool idea. I'm thinking about it
Yeah,
because
and
there is. Or go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry, and we could kind of hint a little bit of a missile head right here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, what do you think?
Um, I think I think it's better to have the missiles themselves and especially if we can make them a nice kind of bright color, not red because we're reserving red for the eye of the thing,
Uh huh.
but maybe like a caution orange or something like that.
Uh huh.
Um, there's something about having the actual like missiles loaded in there. I think gives that bot a more like visually distinct purpose.
But and more threatening, much more
Hmm.
threatening as well.
And like gameplay wise, or at least programming wise, I don't think it's going to be that difficult to to do the thing where like the actual like missile model out of there like flies out of there. Because as long as they're separate As long actually, yeah, if like each missile was its own separate model, we could just
Uh-huh.
parent it to the
Oh, okay.
drone. And then what I can do in the code is just say like, hey, when you shoot your gun, hide this mesh. Like missile number one, hide it. It's been
Uh-huh.
fired. And then
Right.
we will, or I could even just grab it and move it. Like, okay, missile one has been fired. Start moving it towards the player at this speed. Um, so yeah, like programming wise, I don't think it would be that difficult. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. Model wise, like, is that more of a pain in the butt or?
No, I mean, you're saying to keep this as separate pieces, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that actually makes my life a lot more easier. A lot
cool,
more easier.
great.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could just keep these and obviously I can make hold on. What the hell? Make it longer so that when it does shoot out, it could be a real looking missile. Does that feel okay to you? Actually, let
Yeah,
me
I think that looks great.
go ahead and apply and then reset the scale, reset the orientation, -2
Whoa,
or
cool.
-1, like that. And then let's go ahead and take this and then take this out, make a duplicate of this one, and then rotate it. Actually, should I nah, fuck it. Let's do it this way. Does
Bam,
that
and
look
just like that.
does that look okay
You're
to
done
you?
already. Yeah, I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I like these feedback because yeah, because I was actually thinking like how are we how yeah, how is
How does
this
this work?
yeah, how does it work? But I'm glad you brought it up because um I was actually thinking about that too. But
Because yeah, the way that we had it before, and I think the original plan that I had was to just use like a missile effect, but the way that that would function in the game and like coding wise, it would be almost the same as the way the regular T drone shoots things.
right.
Um, but in order to create like some gameplay difference, oh, that's so cool.
Oh shit.
Um, yeah, that's amazing.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
look at that. There it
Oh
is.
god.
See it happening. Um, the, there it should have a different gameplay function and feel. It shouldn't feel exactly the same to fight a T drone
Right.
and a missile drone, just like, oh, this one's shooting lasers and this one's shooting missiles, but it's exactly the same thing. Um, they should feel different. So the regular T drone, the I think the plan is that they're going to like you're going to have a window of opportunity to shoot them before they shoot at you, and then when
Yeah.
they shoot at you, you're going to take damage. The L drone, the laser drone, he's going to be kind of similar, but instead of like so with the regular T drone, you're going to have like a window to shoot him in between his shots, but he's going to shoot pretty let's say like once every 2 seconds and it's going to do a
Mhm.
little bit of
Mhm.
damage. With
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
L drone, he's going to take like 5 seconds to charge up a shot, but it's going to do a bunch of damage at once. So you have to kill him before he gets his shot off. Both the T drone and the L drone, you got to shoot them before they get their shots off.
Yeah.
With the missile drone, even if he gets his shots off, you can still shoot them out of the sky before they
Right.
get to you. But if they
Yeah.
get to you, they're going to do an absolute boatload of damage.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and so creating like those kind of three different scenarios where when you see like the regular T drones, you're like, okay, not too bad, but if you get a cluster of them, that's when they can kind of overwhelm you. You get
Yeah.
an L drone on screen, oh shit, I need to take that out as quickly as possible because if he gets a shot off, it's going to do a lot of damage. With the missile drone, it's like, okay, that's going to do a lot of damage, but I'm going to have time to react once the missiles are in the air,
Yeah.
or if I can shoot him before he gets missiles off, or if I hit one of his wings, maybe like then I can cause him to blow up the missile inside his wing, and then he
Yeah.
just takes a bunch of damage or something.
Yeah, I think
I don't
that's
know.
great. Yeah, totally,
So
totally.
there we go.
I'm all for it. I this is the new missile. Are you okay with it? You're good?
Yeah, I think
Sweet,
it's cool.
sweet, sweet, sweet. Cool. Very awesome. Ah, all right.
Cool. Good
Yeah.
job, Craig.
Yeah. Thank you. So for my homework, I will continue to try to put put paint on top of these guys, and so next week them. You won't see this, but you'll actually see like what it looks like, what it will potentially look like in the game. I will also
Cool.
do a little bit of UV unwrapping for our hero ship as well. I want to get these guys out of the way because these are a little bit important because I mean the hero ship is obviously important too, but I just put these guys in front first. Um, yeah, and anything else? Anything else? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I think that's it. I think that's it, man. Yeah,
Sweet.
cool.
Um, so, okay, one request while you're
Yeah.
doing that, if you could send me the gray box versions of some of the updated ones, like the updated L drone, the missile drone, and then the
Uh-huh.
spider,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
or even the boss too, because I know she got some updates as well. Um, Especially the spider one. Might not have time between now and Wednesday to play with it, but I would like to at least start experimenting with um, attaching the look at script to the
Okay.
head to see what it
Yeah, yeah,
does.
yeah. And when I give this to you, I will give it to you in three parts. Is that okay? There's
Sure.
this, and this, if that's
Yep.
okay with you.
That's
All right, cool.
perfect.
All right. Okay, so definitely by tomorrow morning, Michael, I will have these guys um all packaged up to you for in
Cool.
Unity. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Cool. Awesome. So oh, we gotta read the thing really quick.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the
We're
chat.
pretty behind
Let's
on
take a
chat.
look. Sorry guys. La 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 la. Hold on. Kevin Blue says, "Can you believe I didn't get the teaching job?" Oh, yeah, I
I
know, man.
know, right?
You're so knowledgeable about this. I don't know why you didn't get it, man. That's unfair, dude. Ah, but no, you're gonna end up somewhere even better, dude. I assure you.
Heck,
Auto unwrap the cube and see what happens perhaps. Oh, he's talking about the cube that I created, and it just it, Blender. All credit to Blender. Blender does an amazing job making everyone's lives easier. I shouldn't have used that cube because I should have known it would have came unwrapped already and make me look like an idiot. Ah! If you want the chaotic version, this is basically map projection. You know when they use different ways to cut the globe into a flat map. Yep, yep. Let me do this. Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead. Actually, no. Wait. We'll still be here. It's called UV map. I am thinking hero ship will need its own since it's so close to the camera, and the boss will need its own because of size in the world. It has very high risk of showing low resolution texel otherwise. Yeah, yeah. It may come down to that, but I will try my best to just use one texture. And if it looks bad, then I'll do both for them, cause I agree with you. You know, they're pretty high profile assets. Uh, they deserve their own textures. And also like if you think about it, Michael, the we only use one a hero ship, and there's only one boss, so it's not like being called out by the computer so many different times, right? So it's just using it once. Um, you could even UV map the the wired inner faces of the fracture models to me on the silver of black or something.
mm,
You could even UV map the wired interfaces of the fractured model uh, to me on a silver of black or something. Are you saying to UV map the fractured model? If you are, I would say I don't think we need to re UV map it because they're gonna blow up and then they're gonna kind of disappear. So I don't think anyone's gonna catch any crazy um, uh, UV misalignment or anything like that. It's just gonna happen really quickly and then boom, done. It's gonna go away. Yeah. Booba says, "Don't apologize. It was great work." No, thank you so much. And Coley
Yeah.
Butt says, "I think it's great, Chris. Thank you, both of you guys.
Yeah.
Really, really, really appreciate it. It's just, when you work on when you work on 5 bots and that's all you did for the damn week, it's just like, really? This is all I did? Well, shit. I don't have much to show you guys. Heavy. Oh, Gentleman Heavy is here. Yeah. Uh, Kevin Blue says, "Well, I mistyped a lot there." Hey, don't worry. It's very, very late for you over there. So it's totally understandable. So you need to go to rest soon. Yeah. So all good, all good, all good. Very, very happy. Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for watching my looking at my 5 uh robots today. I wish I had more to share with you guys, but hopefully next week they'll all be nice and textured, as well as I'll have the hero ship all nice and ready to give to you guys. And with that said, though, I want to make sure to take a look at some of your amazing artwork before I forget.
Yeah.
Before I forget. So let me go ahead and do this. Let me do this. And the reason why I didn't change to the Q&A is because I want to take a look at your guys's Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. Oh no, hold on. Oh wait, I'm in my Discord. Oh, there it is. All right, so gallery. All right, so I don't think anyone posted any new stuff for tonight. All right, so let me go ahead and take away Cintiq. All right. Oh shoot, sorry, Michael. I need to share this with Michael. Shoot. Can you see this,
Ooh.
Michael? And
Yep.
obviously, I think if you look at the stream, are you looking at the stream by the way, by any chance?
Uh, I am now.
Okay, if you look at the stream, you'll probably see it a lot bigger, a lot more clear.
Sure, I could do that.
All right, sweet.
It's just it'll be a little delayed behind what you're saying.
Oh, well, in that case, it might be smaller, but at least you'll see it in real time.
Okay.
Uh, there it is. All right, you guys, Coley Butt did this. She drew this, I believe, last week, but let's take a look at it again.
The doggies.
The doggies. This is so cute. This is done in Procreate. I will speak for Coley Butt. She did this in Procreate, and I think she did an amazing job. She did both this as well as her kitty cat. This is, I want to say, Gunny, Gunny, Gunny. Yeah,
Wait,
this
isn't
is
the
Gunny.
cat's name Gunny? Because the cat's
Oh
holding
wait.
the gun and the other
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. You're
emote or
right.
whatever, right?
I totally apologize. You are absolutely correct, Michael. Then the doggy's name is um I don't
Oh.
remember. Coley Butt, if you're there, I forget what your doggy's name is. But this is very, very well done, Coley Butt. I am very impressed with your values. I mean, there's color, but
Mm.
I'm squinting my eye, and the reason why it's working so well is because your values are really well. For example, like it has the shadow underneath the chin, where
Totally.
the darkness of the shadow helps pop out the brightness of the face, right? Especially the lower lip. And also the coding is really, really beautiful. Really well done, Kali. But
Yeah.
those were my commissions. Oh, so this is a commission piece. This is what you were working
Mm-hmm.
on. Great job. Very, very awesome.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you for sharing that. And you shared this last week. So and we last week we didn't get a chance to share because Michael and I were doing the whole trivia thing, and we didn't want to rush it. And then so we decided that Wednesday is trivia night and Sunday is uh sharing art night. So sharing art is will be on Sundays now. So if you guys don't see your art being presented on Wednesday, that is why. We will start sharing art on Sundays now. And Pirate Princess did another the 3D model. She did this in V-Roid Studio, I believe. And please, anyone correct me if I'm wrong. And these are very, very cute. And whenever I see this, it's just I keep saying it. It's just like, oh, I want to do VTubing. They have so much fun. Yeah, this is great. This is great.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
And she was also mentioning some of like the design decisions that she makes, like the characters wear gloves to indicate whether they're left-handed or right-handed, and this character is ambidextrous, so she's got gloves on both hands. Just like, oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Nice. Good job, Pirate Princess. Please continue to do more of these 3D girls
Yeah. Keep
that
them coming. We love
exactly.
it.
Oh yeah, like what you said. If you're ever curious about the
Oh,
gloves,
yep,
it
there
is
you
to
go.
represent if they are right-handed or left-handed. Amira, am I saying that? Amira is ambidextrous, so she wears gloves on both hands. Nice. Very cool. And this is a Lilith. She says that the one with the port wine stain, she was before I started the gloves. So there's this one right
Oh,
here.
there you go. Cool.
Very cool. And oh, is that it? Yeah, that's it. That's it from Pirate Princess. Thank you so much, Pirate Princess, for sharing your art. Continue to
Good work.
keep on sharing your art. I love seeing these kind of anime VTubing models. It's super cute. All right, now on to June. So apparently there's a new game out there called Stray.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, have you heard of this game, or have
Yeah.
you watched any Twitch people playing it?
I've I watched like 2 minutes of a review and then
Hmm.
stopped because I don't want anything spoiled. I'm gonna play it at some point. But yeah, this game looks
Oh,
really cool.
oh, you're gonna play it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You should stream it. Everyone's streaming it. Everyone's doing it. But
Yeah, it
yes,
looks really neat.
it's oh my gosh, the environments and everything, the lighting, the animation, um, the storytelling of it all. I've to be super honest, I have people's streams in the background. I lurk a lot. I lurk and work. Oh, that's good. I lurk and work simultaneously. I hear all the stuff that they're doing, and sometimes I would
Mm-hmm.
look at the game. Story-wise, I think the story is legit. I think it's not bad. It's like I don't want to say anything because you didn't play it yet, but it's a good it's a pretty good story, and and I believe I'm gonna speak for June that she was inspired by that game and she wanted to draw this really cute kitty cat, and just FYI, June has like more than 5 cats, and at
Oh
her place.
wow.
She's a cat lover, and so yes, she definitely she also played the game on stream and
Oh cool.
basically yeah she was playing it. It was really cute. It was very very cute. Um, do you remember the Malefic Top Cat Michael?
Yes.
He was also playing it as well. So I went on his stream. I'm like, oh, Top Cat is playing a cat game. So that's very appropriate.
Man,
That's
everybody's
really
playing cat
yeah,
games. What's going on
everyone is
here?
playing it, so it's very, very cool. But yeah,
Sweet.
I love the coloring. I love the rim lighting. I love how vibrant this piece is. June, if you're watching, great job. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. You're always so super talented, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. You're inspiring everyone, including myself.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
And this is Koliba. She made some emotes. Good day.
Love it.
Good day. I believe, Cully, but is this your boyfriend Jason? Did you make a? I don't know. Did she say anything about it? No, she didn't say anything. But I like this one a lot. It's like a nervous kitty cat with a gun,
Mm-hmm.
and as much as I don't like guns, this is very 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 cute. It's very adorable. It's like oh god, I don't want to have to shoot. Ah.
I know. I love it.
Yeah, it's very cute. Thank you so much, Coley, but for posting that. That's awesome. Yeah, the emotes is really, really cute. And this is done by June again.
Wow. Cool.
This is the painting that she did today. Um, it's just amazing. And I believe she
Yeah.
named it Daydreaming or something like that. It's called Daydream. Yeah, it's a Daydream.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
neat idea.
yeah, I think it's like she's daydreaming and there's like koi's. That's what they're called, right? Koi fishes.
Mm-hmm.
That's like floating around her. Very abstract. Very, very cool. I mean, it's not that abstract. It's a
Surreal.
surreal. Thank you. Very surreal. Yeah. You got the tiny. I don't know. These may be little tiny fishes as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like little goldfish or something.
Yeah.
You know what? I've heard if you put a goldfish in, like, a goldfish will increase in size depending on the size of the like body of water that they're in. So like if you were to
Mm.
put into like a big koi pond, they would actually grow to be like big koi-sized fish.
Yeah, I've seen huge, gigantic goldfishes before. They're like in
Really?
restaurants, like Chinese restaurants.
Uh-huh.
There's just I feel bad for them because it's like the tank is this big, and the koi fish is like this big. So I'm just like it's just like floating in there. I'm just like, man,
Like spinning around in a circle because it's like, oh, I'm
yeah,
already at one
yeah,
end. That's the other end.
exactly. Luckily they have a short memory, so they're like, oh, just
I forget.
swimming around. Yeah. But yes, June, awesome job. Your work is always amazing. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And again, you guys, if you guys have any work, feel free to share. We will take a look at it every single Sunday from
Heck
now
yeah.
on. So this is so cute. This is and Coley Butt says, um what is she say? She's saying, "Where's the catnip? Tell me." That's her quote for this emote. Yep. And she has confirmed that yep, this is indeed her boyfriend Jason.
Awesome.
Nice. Uh,
I like the
Captain.
little the scruff,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hint
Nice.
of whiskers on the mustache and the goatee on the chin
Right.
there.
Yep, yep, yep. Actually, I have to retract that. It wasn't Coley Butt that says, "Where's the catnip? Tell me." It was Captain Blue Blue that says, "Where's the catnip? Tell me." So, it's not verified by Coley Butt, so I can't say this is what the cat is talking, what it's doing slash saying. But I like where your head is at, Captain Blue Blue. Yeah, so that's awesome. He also says we need to rent an Olympic swimming pool now and take the theory to the test. You can have like a
Yeah,
you can have a gigantic kaiju goldfish at the
I
end of the
know.
day. Raw.
That's what happens when you release your goldfish into the ocean. It just
Yeah,
turns into a Godzilla-sized monster that destroys, you know, Tokyo.
yeah. All right, so that is all the artwork
Great
for
work, guys.
tonight. You guys are awesome and talented. Please, 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 put some artwork in the chat so we can absolutely enjoy what you guys are doing each and every single day. And before we leave, I want to share with you guys a quick story. Obviously, you guys know that, or some of you guys know, that I've been having some problems with my computer. And
Yeah. Look at that
FYI,
thing.
computers, computer have batteries in them, or laptops at least, and sometimes they tend to swell up and increase in size. That itself, right there, it should be the right size, but this one swelled up and it ballooned up and almost, I guess, exploded inside my computer. But luckily, when I was trying to, fix the whole Cintiq situation, I felt that the computer itself was very uneven. It was swollen on the right side, and then yeah, so this is what it's supposed to look like, and
Wow.
the big one is just very, very swollen. Oh, so right now it's just kind of repeating itself. And so there's that, and I just want to show pictures of it. Um, and it apparently is very, very dangerous. So if you guys have a laptop and if it's swollen, change your batteries out very, very soon, because that is that's very dangerous. It might explode in your face and or it might catch fire and damage all the properties that you have that is around uh the your computer area. So right now, I mean, if you're looking at the top right now is the the normal size and the bottom is like when it kind of swelled up and is about to explode. So yeah, just a little bit of a cautionary tale. Want to make sure you guys be safe out there. And it's definitely getting hot, and try to keep your computers cool if possible. All right, guys. It's 9 o'clock. We're about to end, but before we end, I just want to let you guys know that please, for those of you guys watching, please follow our social media platforms in the link tree, the Creative Tavern link, as well as you can find me and Michael on our various sites as well. So yeah. But before we leave, do you guys have any questions for us? Anything at all? Oh, Gentleman Heavy. That's right. Hold on. Before you leave, I gotta give Gentleman Heavy his drink.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your Coca-Cola. Heavy says, if y'all have a few more seconds, I can quickly post a set of models I just finished. Yes, please.
Ooh. Yeah.
Go ahead and post it in the gallery, and we'll go ahead and take a look. Um, but yeah, until you do that, do you guys have any questions for Michael and myself before we wrap up? And thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you guys watching. I know sometimes the things that we say and do can be a little bit technical on the art design side as well as the programming side. So I honestly thank you guys for being here and supporting our channel. And Michael and I also talked about like how our channel can one day be kind of like maybe it's like a movie review channel. Maybe it's like a channel just for movie trivia for one stream. We could all just hang out and not have to always do like here's the video game that we're designing because it kind of feels like we're doing homework. That's the class part of it all, and then when we start doing trivia, that's like the yay recess fun type of deal, right? And then so yeah, Michael and I maybe when things wrap up a little bit more with our game, then we can start doing more trivia. Like instead of just like 5 questions, we can actually have like a full 2 hour of trivia. We can have like prizes or like a scoreboard, and we'll figure out a way where you can enter in your question or your answers. We'll figure all that out. But yeah, we're thinking of doing something fun as well, and not just like, oh, this is the video game and this is how we do it. Although it's fun for myself and Michael to do it, to present to you guys. We feel very 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 grateful that you are here, just watching and learning, and again supporting. So really 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 very grateful. And with that, Michael, do you mind reading Captain Blue Blue's comment while I pull up
Sure.
Heavy's model?
Have you guys thought about where to launch the beta? Steam will ask for a company to publish it along with the fee, even for early access. There are other sites also. Um, no, we have not thought about where we're going to launch the beta. The only thing that I've thought so far probably will not be on a platform like Steam. It'll probably be something like honestly, I was thinking like a Dropbox or something where we can give you guys a link and say like, okay, here's the executable. Go ahead and download it here. And here is a link to like a Google form where you can report bugs that you find or things like that. Um, but that is not like the decision. Like we haven't had a discussion and made a decision about like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We just haven't gotten that far yet. We've just been so focused on like, let's get to the point where we have a thing that we are calling a beta, or at least closer to it before we uh, really start talking about like, okay, well, how do we get this thing out there?
Mhm.
But if you have ideas or suggestions, Captain Blue Blue, we're all ears. We'd certainly love to hear your thoughts on that in particular. So, um, good question, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Captain Blue Blue. Really appreciate it, dude. And right here we have some mini model paintings
Cool.
here by Gentleman Heavy, and this is looking really cool.
Yeah.
Um, ba, 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 and I'm looking. This is set in winter. I want to say all this white stuff right here is snow.
Yeah, is this from a particular type
Yeah.
of game? Like, is this Warhammer or is it? Because no, this is kind of looking more
No,
like it's a
no,
World War
it's a
II or
War
something.
One or two.
Yeah, or some other kind of military type
Yeah, this is
game.
great,
Looks
man.
neat though. Yeah,
It's
these
very,
are
very
really
cool.
cool.
How long did it take for you to paint this, Gentleman Heavy? It's very detailed for how small it is. I mean, I can tell it's small because you could kind of see like the grain on the paper towel.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Sure.
yeah. Gentleman Heavy, just FYI, next time, if you do like a little mini print like this, do me just for myself, do me a favor. Can you put like a quarter or like an object right next to it so I can actually know the scale of it all? Because I think I know how big it is. I mean, it's quite impressive how you're able to get so much detail in this little jacket right
Yeah.
here.
I
And
wonder what the snow is made out of because it has kind of like a
yeah,
translucence to it. It looks like snow.
is it just cotton ball?
Oh, maybe.
Uh I don't know.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I second Chris's request because I would like to see the size compared. Because yeah, if it really is, super tiny, even more kudos to you for being able to have the super fine hand-eye coordination to get in there and paint something so small.
Yeah, most impressive, man. Really, really, really impressive. Gentleman Heavy says it's a set of Imperial Guard heavy weapons teams, and the regiment is modeled after the Soviets of World War II. Nice,
Cool.
nice, nice, nice. Yeah, good job again, man. Is this
Yeah,
for
rock on.
is it just for fun or is it for your game nights with your buddies? I'm curious. Yeah,
Oh
I agree
yeah.
with Captain Blue Blue. This looks great. This looks really, really good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
The snow is a special texturing powder that I picked up from my local game shop. Ooh.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Well, it looks great.
Yeah. And the question is, how long did it take for you to do, let's just say one of
Oh
these
yeah.
models? What's this called? It's not called a diorama, is it? Diorama is like a
Mm,
full thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's
that
not
could
a
be a piece of a diorama, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'd call that a figurine or a
Figurine. Okay.
maquette or hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But good job, Jetta Heavy. And if you can let me know how long it took, that would be awesome. Michael, do you have anything else to add really quick before we
Uh,
wrap up?
mm, nope. I don't think so. Just a reminder to raid.
Ah, yes, thank you. So yes, before we exit, I want to see who we can raid. But before we do that, we gotta practice our outro, man. We gotta learn how to promote ourselves. So with that said, you guys, my name is Christopher Lee again, and you can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Lee Design Studio. Currently, I have a Kickstarter going on. If you take a look at my link in the description on the link tree, you'll find a link to go there. It is right here. So for the past 6 months, I've been working on this set of 78 individually digitally painted tarot cards and right now it's on Kickstarter. So if you like tarot cards, if you know of anyone who likes tarot cards, please give that information to them. That would support me very, very much. And you can also support me by going over to my YouTube channel and just, subscribing, liking, and commenting on the the channel to satisfy the algorithm gods to get myself out there a little bit more. And of course, you could always join me on twitch.tv/the design studio. So Michael, where can they find you, good sir?
So Chris shared the link. You can find my social stuff there. I'm really not that active on social media, though I do plan on being a little bit more active with streaming later, kind of after we get the beta going, because right now that's my primary focus. I also have a book available if you want to read something that I've written and you're at all interested in storytelling. I wrote a book called Blockbuster Blueprint, available on Amazon. You can
Hmm.
check that out there. And otherwise, best place to find me is right here on the Creative Tavern every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, yeah. And sorry, I was distracted. I was trying to look for someone to raid. But this is Michael's book, The Blockbuster
Woo!
Blueprint. So if you feel like you need a guide on how to write an amazing story, here's the blueprint. Just follow whatever he says. It's really good. I read it and I learned a lot. I am not a storyteller or a writer, so I've yet to, you know, use this to write a story because I'm an artist. But if you guys are amazing storytellers or a writer, please take a look at this because it's filled with like gold and tidbits and tips that you can use to make your stories much better. So yeah, and Michael has another version on the way, but don't wait for that one. Just get this one because this also has like really good information in there. So yeah, all right, cool. All right, thank you guys so much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. I will see, or both Michael and I will see you on Wednesday. And and just FYI, there's going to be trivia, and it's going to be movie trivia. Michael, do you have
Horror
any?
movies specifically,
Thank you so
per
much. I was
Coleybutt's request.
Yes, per Colibus request, she wanted a horror in the horror genre. I don't watch much horror movies. My favorite horror movie is or the one that really screwed me up is Final Destination. So that one in itself. I hated that movie, but it's my favorite one by far. So yes, make sure you come by Wednesday and then we'll play some trivia. All right, guys. We will call it a night. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, and hold on, really quick. Gentleman Heavy says, I'll put it in a banana for skill. Well, you can't do a banana. There's like whole different sizes of banana. It could be small or big. And it took around 12 hours for the whole set doing them in a batch. Holy cow,
Wow,
that's very impressive, man. Very, very impressive.
that's
Okay,
dedication.
yeah, I know. All right, guys. We will see you on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Really, really happy to have you guys here. Yeah, talk to you guys later. See ya. But don't go anywhere. We're gonna go ahead and raid someone. We shall raid. We shall raid. Hold on, let me see. Riley Star. Let's see what she's doing. I'm
Ooh.
curious what she is doing. Oh, I can't tell right now because there's a there's a commercial. But I trust that she is doing art. Captain Blue says, "Yay, Riley!" Okay, so Captain Blue knows Riley. That's great.
We
All right, and we raid.